My name is Haley Raid. I'm 34 years old, and for most of my adult life, I existed outside the idea of family. No shared holidays, no group messages lighting up my phone, one dropping by unannounced. I learned young that calm was safer than noise, and routines were easier to manage than emotions. While other people built lives surrounded by relatives, mine around work, I run a late-night dessert business out of an industrial kitchen on the east side of Denver. Cakes, brownies, dessert bars, whatever paid the rent and kept my thoughts from spiraling. For years, it was just enough. Then last month, everything changed. Orders surged. Contracts landed. Regular clients multiplied. For the first time, the numbers said something I'd never let myself believe I could move forward. I bought a house. Anything I'd known growing up. Bigger than I ever imagined needing. A kitchen that felt like possibility. Extra rooms still waiting for purpose. With almost nothing, one folding chair, a box of leftover cupcakes, and the quiet realization that I'd crossed a line between survival and ownership. That first night, silence felt earned. The next morning, my past showed up at my door. I hadn't seen them in 13 years. But there they were, standing on my porch like no time had passed at all, luggage in hand. Expectations intact. The confidence of people who still believed they were entitled to access. What happened when I opened that door is why I'm telling this story. Patterns formed before I understood what they meant. As the oldest, responsibility settled onto me early. I worked extra shifts as soon as I could drive. Over my paychecks, filled gaps without being asked. It was simply assumed. My younger sister, Maya Raid, lived differently. She carried herself with a fragility adults mistook for innocence. Someone always stepped in for her. A mistake became a misunderstanding. Tears rearranged the room. My mother hovered around her with constant worry, adjusting the household to Maya's moods. If Maya was stressed, everyone adapted. If she cried, plans dissolved. I didn't resent her. Over time, perception shifted. When something went missing, eyes turned to me. If information was lost, it was assumed I'd failed to pass it on. Any attempt to explain was met with impatience, like I was making things harder than necessary. Moment that clarified everything came one summer afternoon when Maya misplaced a small amount of cash. She cried. My mother listened. I denied touching it, carried less weight than emotion. I saw then that truth had limits in our house. From that point on, blame became ambient. Missed buses, late assignments, stress, always found its way back to me. I withdrew into work because work followed rules, home didn't. Silence became my strategy. Resistance only worsened things. It grew quietly. The breaking point came on a cold morning when Maya borrowed my old sedan and returned it dented and scraped. By the time I entered the kitchen, the story was already complete and I was responsible. No questions, no space for reality. I understood then that I had no role in shaping the narrative anymore. After that, exclusion happened in increments. Plans formed without me. Holidays passed. Eventually, I packed my things and left. I thought distance might reset things. It didn't. Only solidified their version of me, the sister who walked away. For 13 years, I lived outside their orbit. I worked relentlessly. Coffee at dawn. Cleaning jobs at night, baking through the quiet hours. Effort led to outcomes. Outcomes led to stability. Meanwhile, Maya built an online story. Posts about betrayal. About being abandoned. She never named me. She didn't have to. Relatives responded with sympathy. I became a silhouette shaped by assumption. I didn't correct it. I didn't have the energy. Eventually, became my environment. My turning point came in a shared kitchen I rented by the hour. Late nights. Cheap rates. No audience. Orders trickled in, then doubled. Then multiplied. Corporate order changed everything. Then another. I reinvested carefully, tracked everything, upgraded equipment, rented my own industrial space. The business grew steadily. Then a regional cafe chain reached out. The contract gave me consistency and confidence. I saved, planned, and finally bought the house. Brings me back to that morning. I saw them on the security camera first. Maya with her suitcase. My mother beside her. No hesitation, no uncertainty. I didn't rush. The folder I'd prepared days earlier. When I opened the door, I kept it narrow. Maya angled forward, already assuming entry. My mother stood behind her. They expected the version of me who absorbed discomfort for everyone else. Instead, I stood still. The folder in my hand changed the air. Documents inside, property notices, records, boundaries written down instead of carried. I didn't argue. I didn't explain. I let the boundary exist. They waited. I didn't move. When I finally closed the door, the house felt different. Not quieter, just defined. The fallout came digitally. Maya reframed the story online. Relatives messaged. I responded once. Short email outlining communication boundaries. No housing, no money. Email only. I didn't justify it. My mother tried guilt. I didn't engage. Months passed. The noise faded. Eventually, Maya emailed asking about work. I sent resources, nothing more. Later, she sent a photo of herself in a uniform. I saved it without commentary. 6 months later, to visit alone, I agreed on clear terms. She walked through my home carefully. Not as an owner, as a guest. When she left, there was no confrontation. Time continued. Maya got promoted. Her online tone changed. I stayed outside it all, my house filled with chosen people. My work thrived. Folder by the door stayed untouched. This was never about revenge. It was about refusing erosion. Love without boundaries isn't generosity, it's disappearance. Care without surrendering yourself. If this story resonates, take from it what you need. You're allowed to close doors, even familiar ones. Protecting your peace isn't cruelty. It's the beginning of living honestly.